Hey gang, it's Jeff, and welcome to another video. This one is really important. In fact, all of my videos I think are really important, but this one is really important, and that is how to spot financial scams directed at retirees. If you're like 99% of the people approaching or in retirement, there's a very good chance that this has happened to you at least once or twice in the last few years. All right, let's get into it. There are two types of scams directed at retirees. The first is a legal scam. We're not going to talk a lot about that because frankly, the law is actually on their side when it comes to the type of scams that are run on people like you and really anyone. These aren't retiree specific scams most of the time, but they are, in my opinion, scams nonetheless. But I do want to spend a couple of minutes talking about what these are and what you can do to avoid them. Legal scams are far more common and frankly far less dangerous financially, and they revolve around making promises, product or service promises, that the scammer just can't keep. Legal scams use the power of the disclaimer to protect the scammer. Frankly, the disclaimer in the old days was there to warn the customer, not protect the person who's doing the disclaiming, but the flip has switched on this, and now it gives some businesses carte blanche to do things that they wouldn't have done back in the old days. They used to call it bait and switch. Now they just call it nothing, really. Let's talk about illegal scams now. Illegal scams have four elements to them. They have an element of fear or greed. They have an element of confusion, an element of social proof, and a solution which involves taking your money. Let's start off with fear or greed. Fear and greed are the primary drivers of any scam. The person who is scamming you wants to scare you, or they want to instill a sense of greed in you to get you to do something, usually with your money. Let me explain. Recently, a good friend of mine got a call from the IRS, and the agent sounded like a very angry police officer, something out of a bad crime show. And the IRS agent was telling them that they owed $10,000 in back taxes. If they settled within the next 24 hours, they could bring it down to $4,000 or $5,000 because they had to reach their quota and they wanted to do the right thing. Now, you're saying, I would never fall for that. Believe me when I tell you, when you get that phone call, there's a chill that goes up and down your spine. You may say, this isn't real, but you're not entirely sure. And the scammer is counting on fear to win the day. The flip side of that is greed. There are people out there that will promise a lot of money if they get access to your money. The Nigerian doctor who wants to get his money out of the country is willing to send you tens of millions of dollars and split it with you 50-50 if you just give him or her your bank account number. You see a lot of times super traders that, and I'm using air quotes when I say the word super traders, who are smarter than everybody else, and they will, for a 10% fee, take your money and they will double it or triple it. In fact, I'm going to show you some of the comment sections right here on YouTube where people actually play this scam out over and over again. Fortunately, it's pretty obvious for anybody who's looking, but still, we'll talk about this in just a minute. The next element is what's called social proof. Once they've either scared the living daylights out of you or enticed you with an unbelievable offer, they need to prove to you that what they're showing you is real. And this involves some element of proof. Oftentimes, for example, if you look at the IRS scam, the IRS agent will identify himself by his badge number and identify his issue with you by your case number. That's social proof. There's no badge number, there's no case number. It just is someone calling you from probably not even this country, actually. On the greed side, the Nigerian doctor will use social proof by having a story, a long story about how there is oppression in the country and they need to get the money out. They'll have 3 or 4 or 5 pages of detail that only someone who is really in that situation could come up with. At least that's what their target thinks. In the comment section, for example, there will be somebody who starts off, and it's almost always the same, it's somebody talking about how they went from rags to riches, and other people can do it too. And then you'll see in rapid succession people asking questions about how this individual did what they did. Now, if you think about the comments, normally when I post a comment, somebody will reply, and that will be the end of it unless there's a back and forth between that person and me. Using this scam, you'll have 4 or 5 or 6 other people jump in and talk about how they've heard of this individual and they want to be part of it as well. They'll even throw in there some comment about they only charge 10% commission, and that's a bargain if they're going to double your money. Therefore, they're prepping you for what's coming next. Finally, they'll put the person's name out there saying that they're FINRA certified, and when you put that name into the search engine, it comes back with their website. You go to the website and the individual's contact details are there and how to invest is all there. By the way, when you go to that website, there's a very good chance that they've lifted somebody else's name who is actually FINRA certified and are using it without their knowledge. But that is an element of social proof. Finally, the fourth element is the solution. If you're in trouble, the easy solution is giving them a few $1,000s. If you're trying to double or triple your money, the easy solution is to go all in with your life savings. It's a very, very bad situation because the outcome is never going to be good. So let's talk about how to spot them. First of all of them have one thing in common, and that is if you scratch the surface, 1 inch below the surface, everything falls apart. If you look at the email that you received from the Citibank customer service representative who says that your card has been stolen, when you hit reply, it won't be from Citibank, it'll be from Gmail or something like that. If it is somebody who is an IRS agent, they want to get it done today because it's Friday and they have to get their quota for the week, but you have to do it right now. Time is ticking. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity if it's a play on greed, or this is a situation for you to undo a really bad situation quickly if you're afraid, but you need to deal with it right now. The IRS agent who is willing to strike a deal with you because it's Friday at 4 in the afternoon and he has to reach his quota is relying on the fact that you're confused and you're going to just say yes because you want to get this done with, and he's giving you the opportunity to do it, but it goes away in an hour. Now, how do you combat this? Because it's insidious. Well, it's not that hard if you follow a few simple rules. First, every single scam that is out there relies on the fact that you're not going to back check them. The IRS agent, for example, doesn't expect you to say, give me your telephone number and let me call you back. The minute you say that, they won't give you a telephone number because that is a real way for the scammer to be caught. The email that you get from Citibank saying that there's fraud alert on your card and to click the link now, if you hit reply on that Citibank email and find out that it's not coming from Citibank at all, it comes from a Gmail account, the Nigerian doctor who wants your bank account number won't get on the phone and talk to you beforehand because, frankly, that isn't part of the scam. They don't know how to deal with that. They want to do everything by email. So just by changing the game a little bit, by asking one additional question or changing the rules that they've put out for you, oftentimes that's enough to stop the process cold. And the second point is that time is ticking. They know that too. If they don't get you within the first few minutes, they're probably not going to get you. The IRS agent who says that you need to wire the funds now because it's Friday at 4 o'clock knows that they won't have any leverage over you Monday morning at 9 a.m. after you've had a chance to think about it. The super trader who wants to take your money and charge you only 10% commission, frankly, will be too busy to talk to you, but they'll allow you to talk to them, but you have to do it then and there because they're too busy and you're not that important. The Nigerian doctor needs to get the money out by Monday at noon because they're going to be on a plane Monday afternoon and they need to find somebody to take the $4 or $5 million off their hands as long as they'll give them their bank account number. So if you're confused and you don't know anything else, stop. Don't do anything. Call anyone. Call a brother, a sister, a father, a daughter, call a friend. Make a phone call and say, hey, I'm in this situation. They are relying on the fact that either you're too greedy or too embarrassed. So tell them to hold on a second. You want to consult with a family member. Chances are that if it's a phone call, they won't be there when you come back. And if it's an email, you don't need to return the email anyway. If it is a phone call, the next step, if you don't want to talk to a family member, is get their telephone number and tell them you'll call them back. If they won't give you their telephone number, it's a scam. Let me repeat that. If they won't give you their telephone number, it's a scam. If they do give you their telephone number, it doesn't mean it's not a scam. They may be using a burner phone, but that would require a lot of foresight. And the last point, ask them, how do I know this isn't a scam? The minute you ask that question, all of a sudden the game has changed. They will probably hang up on you, but you've identified the fact that you're onto them and they may just fold at that point. But you have 5 different solutions. Look for obvious clues that the scam is a scam. Slow everything down. Don't do anything. Don't give them any information right then and there. Despite what they say, they're not getting on a plane at noon on Monday. You're not their last hope, etc. Call a friend, get their telephone number, challenge them on the comment. If it's real, they will be responsible and give you the information that you need. But as I said, it's probably not real. If you like this video, please make sure you click subscribe and notifications so that you get alerted the next time I post a video. Retirement information is changing fast and I work very hard to get what's out there and here for you. This is Jeff Schmidt. Thanks for watching.